is such a privilege to have you here with us this afternoon. And in a city where there is such a desire for community, there are few places that deliver it more than you have. And here in this room, we have such incredible leaders. We have mayors and legislators that have traveled from Puerto Rico to be here with us today. We so appreciate them and their presence and their commitment and the bond between our city and Puerto Rico. We have, especially I want to shout out to the delegation from Vega Baja, including Mayor Marcos Cruz Molina here with us. And I want to acknowledge a number of leaders from our administration that go beyond just the ones that you have heard. A special shout out to our newly appointed SCA President, Celeste Ramirez, and our Deputy Mayor, Helen Arteaga, who's been a real partner in this event and so much more. We have elected officials who we have heard from and who are here in this room. Obviously, it began with my dear friend, our State Senator Gustavo Rivera. And we also have our Manhattan Borough President, Brad Hoylman-Siegel, who is here with us, as well as our State Senator, Kristen Gonzalez, who is here with us. And then I want to acknowledge a few leaders outside of elected office who are here. And to them, I have often looked to not only for that partnership, but also that example of what it can look like to deliver for this city. Whether it's Frankie Miranda of the Hispanic Federation, or Lillian Rodriguez Lopez, the director of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, Juan Ramos of Los Sures, and Desiree Colon of the National PR Agenda. Truly, it is an honor to have all of you and so many more who are here in this room. Now, we are here together at Gracie Mansion, the People's House, to celebrate the incredible legacy of Puerto Ricans in New York City. Since the first wave of migration in the 19th century, Puerto Rican New Yorkers have enriched our city. From the reggaeton that offers the soundtrack of our summers, to the smell of frying plátanos on our streets, so much of New York City's culture and frankly our sense of self comes from La Isla del Encanto. Its music, its art, its poetry, its food, its irresistible zest for life. And it's more than that, frankly. Because for as long as Boricuas have been a part of New York City, they have stood at the front of picket lines. They have led labor movements. They have carried forward fights for dignity. I think of Gilberto Herena Valentin, the first president of the Puerto Rican Day Parade who marched alongside Martin Luther King Jr. After working as an elevator operator in a hotel, he became a union leader, organizing hotel and club workers. To hear an admirer say it, he would, quote, rush out of the house in the middle of the night to help a Puerto Rican in need. I think, too, of the Nuyorican movement and the leftist art that emerged from El Barrio and Loizada in the 1960s and 70s. The plays, the poetry, the music, first conceived in Miguel Algarin's East Village apartment, which would eventually become the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, a hub for intellectual life in this city. Even the word Nuyorican speaks of the defiant pride of the Puerto Rican spirit. This was once an insult to quote-unquote assimilated Puerto Ricans, and yet the writer and activist Jesus Colon reclaimed it to found an artists' movement that spoke truth to power. Today, that same pride, that same solidarity, it defines Puerto Rican communities across the 5 boroughs. This weekend, the Boricuas of our city will don bright colors, sing songs of freedom, and wave a flag that was once made illegal by the United States government. There will be joy. There's the flag right there. Thank you to my brother David for always having it on him. There will be joy, hopefully joy that is reflective also of success the night before. As we pray for the Knicks, we pray for Jose. Knicks in 5. As well as the bittersweet knowledge of an independence that has too long been denied, of rights restricted, of recent natural disasters that have left loved ones in Puerto Rico stranded without electricity, without the aid that they deserved. Here in New York City, too many of Puerto Rican descent are all too familiar with the impossible math of the grocery store register, or that feeling of anxiety when both rent and the child care bill is due. Historically, New York City government has not done its part to serve Puerto Rican New Yorkers. Our City Hall is determined to change that. I am proud to say that we have announced the opening of New York City's first ever city-run grocery stores, and where they will take place in 2 of the first 5 locations. The first announcement that we made was of a city-run grocery store at La Marqueta in El Barrio. And the first one to open will be at La Peninsula in Hunts Point. Beginning sometime next year, New Yorkers starting in the Bronx will be able to go there and get their groceries at prices that they can actually afford. And we are working to build and to preserve affordable housing. Housing that is not only affordable for working New Yorkers to rent, but frankly also for working New Yorkers to be able to buy. And that includes Timbale Terrace, a 100% affordable 341-unit housing development in El Barrio that was previously a parking lot, will now be a testament not only to our city's support of affordable housing, but also to honor the legacy of Tito Puente, El Rey de los Timbales himself, who was born and raised just a few blocks away from that location. And all of this comes in addition to the $1.2 billion that we have secured in partnership with Governor Hochul to deliver universal childcare to families across the 5 boroughs. Now, this work, as we all know, it is just beginning. And it is work that will demand everything of us. And it will require the same defiant insistence on dignity, on naming injustice that has long defined New York City's Puerto Rican communities. Pedro Pietri, known as the poet laureate of the New Yorican movement, wrote in his poem, The Broken English Dream, "To the United States we came to learn how to misspell our name, to lose the definition of pride, to have misfortune on our side. Together, and thanks to the leadership of so many in this room, we say no more. Let our fortune be shared. Let our pride be restored. Let us once again celebrate the unbreakable bond between Puerto Rico and New York City." Thank you so much.